So hello aspirants, in this lecture of Indian Forestry, we are going to cover certain important topics of silvicultural systems. Though the questions have never been asked from these topics, but still it can happen that in the future examinations of forestry paper, UPSC will try to ask one or two questions from these topics. So let's discuss. The first topic is your conversion. See, what does conversion means? That is changing from one silvicultural system to another silvicultural system. The objectives are to enhance the yield of the given forest. It can happen that from the previous silvicultural operation system, the yield is not up to the mark. That's why we wanted to adopt a new silvicultural operation or a new silvicultural system. The second objective is to meet the increasing demand of the given market. So for these objectives, we sometimes implement new silvicultural system, and that's why the methodology of conversion. So let's understand the technique of the conversion. See, in order to implement the conversion, it is generally considered that firstly we should implement the new conversion technique as a pilot project. Okay, like how a new scheme is implemented firstly in a certain region rather than implementing in the entire country. Similarly is with the new conversion technique or with the new silvicultural operation. So firstly what we will do is we will chart out a particular area from the forest, and in that particular area of the forest we will implement the new silvicultural operation. Once we are ascertain that the new silvicultural operation is beneficial in that part, then only we will extrapolate it in the entire forest area. So this is the methodology of conversion. This is what is written even in the technique part. A part of the forest is charted out. Then the second point is that the new conversion technique is followed in this part, and if successful, then implemented in the rest of the forest. Similar with your how the pilot project is implemented if a new scheme is coming up. Let's understand what are the management techniques of the bamboo forest. Bamboo has already been dealt in a separate video because it is also included in your chapter number 4 of Manikandan book, that is Silviculture of Indian Trees. So we have already dealt with it. If you haven't saw that particular lecture, you can access the playlist and can saw that particular video. Over here we are just going to consider what is the felling pattern and how the bamboo forest is being managed. So in the case of felling system, the felling cycle for a given bamboo forest is for 3 to 4 years. That is the first one. Second is that the bamboos that need to be felled, they are marked at breast height. Then cutting of 1 to 2 years culms are restricted. Similarly, the older clumps, those are also restricted. What is a clump? What is a culm? We have already dealt with it. Okay. Digging of the rhizome is also prohibited, and cutting is done with the sharp instrument so as to avoid the splitting. This is another important thing because sometimes what happens is if you are not cutting with a sharp instrument, then the bamboo will get split up. In order to avoid the splitting up of the bamboos, we generally use sharp and pointed instruments. Then the next concept is your walking circle. What is a walking circle? So a forest area in which one type of silvicultural operation is carried out and a similar set of walking plan is implemented in that particular area of the forest. That brings a walking circle. It can happen that in a given forest there can be multiple walking circles, because it can happen that in a given forest for a given area you are implementing one silvicultural system, and in the next area you are implementing some other sort of silvicultural system. So in a walking circle you will implement only one silvicultural system and one set of walking plan. So these are the basic concepts, the three basic concepts or the basic terminologies that we have dealt with. In the next lecture, we will see some other important aspects of the silvicultural system. Thank you.